shoulder. While by the dawn's early light, my love, I will defend your right to try. Love American style, that's me and you.
I sure hope you like this new tune. It flew into my brain like a robin with a goiter. Toothless lovers hardly ever smile. Even when they're happy, their jaws clench all the while. But if they thought it over, it wouldn't be so rough. 'Cause when you say I love you, dear, gums is good enough. Hold it, sugar. Honey, if you don't like that one, maybe a little ballad. I got a brand new one here I'm getting ready to record as soon as I can find me a fella who can play his nose flute. I need it for that wistful sound. They gave Pa a bath on the 10th of July. By Tuesday he had a fever. Wednesday a buzzard came into the yard, and Ma feared that Pa he would leave her. But don't you ever believe a buzzard, no matter what you have heard. 'Cause buzzards is a bird that lies an awful lot. Maybe you prefer a nice spiritual.
Goodbye, Jesse. I'm sorry, but it's over.
What do you mean it's over? I thought we was getting along better than twin pigs in a trash can.
You're sweet, Jesse, and rich and famous and warm and illiterate. The last part is why I'm breaking it off.
You mean we're through just because I can't read or write? That don't make sense.
I didn't want a confrontation, Jesse, but I had no choice. If I sent you a farewell note, you probably would have blown your nose in it.
Yeah, well, liking means a lot more than reading or writing.
Not to a publisher's daughter. Now, here are my daddy's latest books. When you're able to read them, we may have something more to say to one another. But until then, Jesse, Getlost.
Huh?
See what I mean?
Lou Ellen, you can't go, honey. I was gonna name my next bull after you. Lou? Well, I ain't gonna let my life fall down across my face like no 10-cent toupee. How y'all, Gunner? What's mocking, Kimasabi? Yeah, I just wanted to give you a few tips on my little old Gesell shaft. Well, first convert sterling to Deutschmarks and pick up 30,000 shares of Beaker Chemical at 5 1/4 over par. Yeah. Then dump them convertible bonds before the market closes and reconvert back to francs so we can close that French dealie tomorrow at 11 5/8. What do you call them boys in Paris anyway? Parasites? Gotta go, son. Don't stand under any cuckoo clocks. Well, don't keep me hanging like a wholesale ham. Did you find me a teacher?
Outside, the waiting room.
Yahoo! Bring her in. I can already feel my mind swelling up like a hop toad with a bloat.
Yeah, well, just hang on a second longer, will you? We gotta talk, huh?
Sure, Simon. Make it fast. I got a hunger for knowledge of something ferocious.
Yeah. Look, Jess, I know what a fine young man you are, and I can appreciate how you want to improve yourself,
but the publicity would be terrible if folks found out this little old country boy was too stupid to even spell pussycat. Shoot, Si. That don't worry me hardly at all.
Me, it worries. So I didn't give too many details to the agency that sent the tutor.
Well, you just bring the schoolmarm in. I'll give her all the details she's going to need.
Okay. I just wanted you to be prepared. Her name's Virginia Dickinson, and she's the most highly qualified teacher on their list. Miss Dickinson, please. This is Jesse Clemens.
Howdy, ma'am.
To begin with, gentlemen, I wish to make it clear that I never agree to any teaching assignment until I meet and establish a rapport with the child.
Was one of them details you forgot to mention the fact the child was 6 foot and hairy-legged?
Large children often have problems relating to their peer groups. Is that true in this case?
No, ma'am. The problem in this case is that the child is 31, and me.
I'm supposed to be your tutor?
Mr. Clemens is a very successful young man, Miss Dickinson. He just never learned to read nor write.
So let's get moving right away. I got me a whole mess of pencils, a glow-in-the-dark ruler, 6 pounds of government-inspected crayons. And all you have to do is just tell me what to do with them.
I don't think so. I admire your determination, Mr. Clemens, but my work is devoted exclusively to the education of children. Good afternoon.
You mean you're going to deprive me of learning just because I don't wear short pants and say goo-goo no more? Fiddly-dee, said Mrs. McNee. Ain't no fair way at all.
We'll give you double your usual fee. Triple even. Money's no problem.
Well, I don't think money's the answer either, is it, Miss Dickinson?
No, it's not. I expect a good wage, but my real reward is in helping young minds open to the full potential of education. In your case, Mr. Clemens, I doubt there's much more to be accomplished.
Well, Si, I guess I was wrong again. Doctors got to help the sick. Lawyers, they're supposed to defend the innocent, but teachers, heck, I guess they just teach who they want to.
All right, Mr. Clemens. Perhaps a little learning is due you to help fulfill your promise, whatever that may be. Mr. Binstock, I'll take the job.
Honey, you learned me up real good, and I swear I'll be happier than a barefoot sailor at a convention of topless waitresses.
Double the salary. Now that we have a working knowledge of the letters and their sounds, Jessie, I want you to copy this word. Do you think you might learn to print with your mouth closed?
In my case, I think the hand bone's connected to the tongue bone. I'm all finished, Miss Dickinson, ma'am.
Fine. Now, sound out each letter as I point to it.
Pencil.
Good. Now pronounce.
Pencil.
You mean pencil. Pencil.
That's what I said, pencil.
Let's try another word. Try doing the letters silently, then say the word.
Fingers.
Oh, nuts.
N-U-T-Z.
That's wrong.
R-O-N-G.
No, silence, Jessie.
S-Y-L-L-E-N-T-S. E-N-T-Z. C-T-Z. Can we go back to pencil and fingers?
All right, Jessie. Your assignment was to look for street signs, billboards, and other writings outside your classroom. Please print what you found.
Yes, ma'am. I copied this off the sidewalk.
Jessie!
Oh, land of mercy. I'm going to have to be more selective with my outside reading.
Jessie, you are a definite original.
So the little boy took the bridle and saddle off the Shetland pony and said loudly, "You are free now, Blaze. You are free at last." And then he fed him an apple and petted his soft gray nose. The end.
That was beautifully done, Jessie.
Well, if you don't put feeling into things, you ain't gonna get no feeling back.
Let's turn to page 49 in our geography books, please.
Yes, ma'am, page 49.
The principal rivers of America are the Missouri, the Mississippi, the Colorado,
And said debenture shall not be deemed available for this prospectus. The proceeding was read entirely by eye, so help me truly, Jesse Lee Clemens, literate person.
Hey, that's amazing, Jess. I mean, you hardly been at it a month, and already you're reading like an expert.
Well, you ain't seen nothing yet. You just take a deep breath and get ready to marvel. Souvenir of Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. Made in Yugoslavia. Synthetic fabric, do not wash.
I'm convinced.
I ain't finished. Look at that big sign over there. One with the pigeons on the top. It says, try Turhan's Turkish coffee. A deep, rich flavor that sticks to your spoon and makes every day a honeymoon. Post no bills. Or rent or lease. Drink prune juice and walk tall. Pluto's Bar and Girl.
Grill.
I'll bet you.
Step aside, son. Pluto's Bar and Girl. It actually says that.
When I read something, it stays read. Lay an eyeball on this. The world of literature is now open unto me. Take a book, any book. Go on, they're the ones that Llewellyn gave me.
This one.
Gosh golly, Professor Pillsbury, a giant armadillo has just eaten Shreveport. It's too easy. The printed word has now become putty in my mouth. And all because Llewellyn walked out on me. And the funny thing is that she don't matter anymore. No, sir. It's Virginia. She's the one. I really love her, Si.
But you don't really know her, Jess.
She done opened my mind to the miracle of the printed word. What else is there that needs knowing? This frame built of steam-cured Pecky cypress. Dogs. I just gotta love the woman that gave me all this cultural power. I'm gonna tell her how I feel.
Well, now, don't be too hasty, Jess. I mean, you and Virginia come from two different worlds. She's a classy young lady, and you're a cow kicker.
Si, now that we have our intellectual life in common, Kate, nothing keep us apart. Why, when she finds out how plumb crazy I am for her, she's gonna pucker up like a lemon sucker at the alum dealer's picnic. I ain't bullshooting, Seymour. I purely love this girl.
Well, don't expect too much.
You just leave everything to me. I'll break everything to her as subtle as possible, so she'll get the idea kind of gradual. And then, yahoo! Be still, my ding-dong heart. Yeah!
Good luck, Jess. You'll need it. That's what it
Jessie? Jessie? Roses is red and their stems sure are long. The rest of my message is recorded in song.
Georgia peaches got their fuzzies and porcupines got quills. Ewes, they've got some hee-haws. Ducks, they've got some bills. But I don't got me nothing that's worth the chicken's peep. If you don't love me, honey, I'm garbage on the heap. I've got a lot of love for you, honest and true I do. Hugging and kissing's what I crave, a-do-da-do-da-do. And I will always be your slave, a-do-da-do-da-do. The old lady, old lady, hey. The old lovely lady, old lady, old lady.
I'm sorry, but the answer is no. No, no. And it's perfectly natural for a student to transfer some affection to his teacher, but to assume there's anything more to it than a schoolboy crush is, well, frankly, Mr. Binstock, it's absurd.
He thinks he loves you. What's so absurd?
Well, Mr. Binstock, I realize that Jesse is an unusual, rather wonderful man, but you must be able to see there could never be anything for me with him. Well, you do see that, don't you?
Oh, I see. But when Jesse makes his mind up, he can't see anything clearly. No, you're going to have to tell him no dice in loud, plain talk.
Well, I don't see any reason to be callous about it. I mean, I wouldn't want to hurt him for any reason.
Believe me, you're going to have to do it that way if you want results, because...
Seymour, you old sidewinder, I just had my fortune read by a gypsy lady with 2 gold teeth, and she told me that love is a moving into my life.
Excuse me, I think I'm unnecessary. Plain talk.
Well, well, well. I sure hadn't expected to see you this early in the day, but since I did, how about you and me having ourselves a night on the town? Tonight, that is. I mean, if you feel like it, of course.
That'd be delightful, Jessie. Shall we see the revival of Don Giovanni, or do you absolutely detest the recitativo of Grand Opera? Now, of course, there's always the Rodin retrospective at the Museum of Art, or... Yes, this is delightful. The Comédie Française is doing Molière's Tartuffe. In French, naturally. But if that seems too outre, we can always see the experimental Japanese dance troupe at the university. Tonight they're doing a eurythmic interpretation of the life of a thistle. What would you prefer?
Jenny, honey, I was so afraid that you was going to figure yourself so far above me that you wouldn't ask me to share all this cultural jazz with you. But since you are asking, well, darling, I know our hearts and our heads is a-beating like one. And we're going to have ourselves a wonderful little life. Yes, sirree, mother pardee. You meet me tonight at my house at 7, and I've got to go find me a ring. Yahoo! Yahoo!
I have a feeling somebody didn't talk plainly enough. Now you're really going to have to come down on him hard. Very hard.
But he's so open and sincere. He'll be terribly hurt.
Virginia, you don't have a choice.
Virginia?
Darling, we've been absolutely destroyed by boredom waiting for your arrival. You must come in and meet some of my dearest and most absolutely divine friends. Oh, this is Gerald.
Oh, my dear, he's actually wearing boots. How are things at the stable? Piling up?
And this adorable creature is Doris Van Rysdale of the New Canaan Van Rysdales.
Howdy, ma'am.
How do you do? Oh, and of course, you've seen Hilary's picture on the cover of that sordid news magazine. Why did they feature you again, darling?
Oh, she doesn't really like to talk about it, but I don't mind. You see, she married her 3rd husband for the 2nd time, so they put her on the cover of Sports and Games magazine.
You devil! We must see that dear boy again, often for cocktails. Oh, and this is Count Antoine de Morville. Enchanté, mon cher.
Oh, buenas noches. Oh, bonsoir, guten Abend. And how your partner? He sure's a big one, ain't he? And how to do?
Mr. Antoine, it's my pleasure to meet you, sir. And that goes for the rest of you folks, too. Gerald and Miss Hilary and Miss Doris, welcome to my home.
Oh, isn't that plumb nauseating? I do believe I'm going to be sick.
I don't mean to be intruding in your face, friend, but have you seen my saddle?
I've got a marvelous idea. Let's all do our very favorite barnyard impressions. And the loser gets to talk to little old Jessie for the rest of the evening.
Well, now, folks, y'all are all my guests. And where I come from, that means that whatever pleases you pleases me. Now, I know that you and Virginia here, you have a different life than mine. But if you'll overlook that for her sake, I'll try to do the same. Now, could I offer you another drink or something?
Attention, s'il vous plaît. Let's hear it for the Lone Ranger. Bravo!
No, darlings, we are forgetting our manners. Now that Wiens is also close, let us congratulate the future Mrs. Stumpjumper. And let me be the first to kiss the blushing bride to me.
Oh, put some feeling into it, Sherry. You do not want to disappoint your friends, Raymond.
Antoine, don't be such a fool.
Whoa, Hoss, you just simmer down and stay simmered.
And whom do you think you are shoving, you crudox?
Deceased French if you don't zip your yapping pronto.
Stop it. Stop, all of you, stop.
What's got into Virginia?
She's not like that.
Now, that ain't exactly a neighborly way to treat our guest, is it, sugar?
They're no one's guests. They're parasites.
Parasites? Who's she calling a parasite?
I think you'd all better go at once.
Well, that's right.
Now.
Oh, I thought she'd never ask. Happy trails, precious.
And how'd you like to have your cheeks boarded up for the winter? Might a fella ask a certain lady why she done what she done?
He might. But if he shows as much sense as he usually does, I imagine he knows already.
You care for me.
I purely downright do, Mr. Jesse Lee Clemens. But I'm danged if I know why.
You think it might be my plain old, good old, natural homespun sweetness?
That's exactly what I think.
Well, then, honey, I'm going to write for you the song of my life. Yahoo! When your knees start shaking and romance hits your legs, and them old support hose of love, they lose their snap.
No sing. Kiss.
You better believe it.